What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me. You guys enjoy daily crypto updates, just facts, no fluff. I welcome all subscribers on the channel. Let's hop right into it. So we talk a lot about cross-border payments with Ripple, but something I've been discussing a lot lately is the diversification of Ripple as a blockchain technology company and all the different verticals they are going to explore. I align cross-border payments to getting their foot in the door with these companies. But down the road, whether it's NFTs or real-world tokenization, that's potentially an even larger vertical. They submitted a document, Ripple, to the UK government and parliament, saying we have not yet scratched the surface of what NFTs will do. And then Ripple mentions a few things. So this document, written evidence submitted by Ripple Digital Culture, Media, and Sports Select Committee, call for evidence on NFTs. Currently, NFTs are kind of like a crypto casino. You have these Bored Ape Yacht Club pictures that sell for 40,000, 50,000, hundreds of thousands, if not millions during the last bull run. But these are just speculative casino-like tokens. The real value in NFTs is right here. They say we are still in the early days of NFT development. In reality, we have not yet even scratched the surface of what NFTs will do to make our economic and social transactions digital and more efficient. Despite the youth of NFTs, there are already a number of clear real-world use cases for them. These use cases already range from memberships, real estate, and entertainment, and can, in theory, mimic anything for the real world. And then they give 3 examples of Ripple clients in the NFT space. First, a famous French house that sells fashion created an NFT membership that provides unique benefits such as discounts on goods or invitations to exclusive events. Think about all the cards that maybe your wife or girlfriend has for rewards tokens, right? All of these will be NFTs in the future. Unlike a traditional membership, the token can be sold onto others in a secondary market. Imagine you have a Southwest credit card's points, right? Say you've racked up $1 million worth of points on that Southwest credit card. That now has value that you could potentially sell in the secondary market. Second, a property startup in Portugal, which uses real estate NFTs to simplify the way customers communicate with their agents, schedule viewings, and gain control over the offer and acceptance process in a real estate transaction. The true value of an NFT is infallible ownership. Only one person can own that NFT. And men lie, women lie. The blockchain does not lie. So that is the real value of NFTs. I hold this NFT. It's infallible ownership. Third, a sustainably run securities exchange operated in partnership with the United Nations, which develops a carbon credit solution to issue tokenized carbon credits from the African Great Green Wall Initiative. So these are the real values of NFTs, and don't listen to me, listen to Ripple. They haven't even scraped the surface of this. Really quick, if you guys need a spot to get XRP, Bitcoin, or other cryptocurrencies, check out Uphold in the video description below. My go-to exchange where I dollar cost and get XRP daily. And is a US stablecoin bill just around the corner? US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen had told Congress makers just this week to address gaps in digital asset regulation. In February 6th, the Financial Stability Oversight Council report, Representative Patrick McHenry questioned Yellen about her views on pending legislation to address stablecoins. Janet Yellen called the regulation critical for certain areas, including protecting investors with their wallets and overseeing stablecoin issuers. That's a big one. When you look at something like Tether, there's a lot of lack of oversight. They have 80 billion, almost 100 billion in tethers in the market, and they have never been audited. Now, maybe that's not a problem because the Federal Reserve has also never been audited, but in my opinion, I wouldn't really put the company behind Tether as on the same playing field as the Federal Reserve. A day later, Representative Maxine Waters revealed that Democrats and Republicans are now getting close to a joint stablecoin vision. People say crypto is going off the deep end. It's never going to come back. They couldn't be more incorrect. Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire, this is the company behind USDC, recently voiced optimism that the U.S. will pass much-needed stablecoin laws in 2024. Circle, the firm behind USDC, has pushed for stablecoin legislation over the past few years. The firm began lobbying with strategic consulting firm Invariant in late 2021 and is estimated to have spent almost $1 million on lobbying efforts. So stablecoin legislation, I do believe, will happen in 2024. And the Ripple-owned crypto custody firm Medico, we've talked about this partnership a lot. Just a small update, the CEO and head of product has departed. A Ripple spokesperson confirmed CEO Adrian Tricani and Chief Product Officer Peter Demio were gone. And they said, "We appreciate the strong industry-leading custody business that Adrian and his team built, as well as his leadership in integrating the custody team and solution with Ripple following the acquisition last year. Custody remains integral to Ripple's growing business as we continue to provide best-in-class enterprise crypto solutions for our customers around the world." But on a positive note, Standard Custody has been acquired by Ripple. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse says, "With Standard Custody, we'll be able to improve existing product offerings for our customers, as well as explore new products and use cases, all in a fully compliant way." To date, Ripple has secured nearly 40 U.S. money transmitter licenses, a money transmitter license, this is I think from Saudi Arabia, and a VASP registration with the Central Bank of Ireland. These are all just regulatory clarity stamps of approval from various parts around the world. And this was covered by Cointelegraph. Standard Custody and Trust Company, they offer custody and escrow services under a charter granted by the New York State Department of Financial Services. It is a qualified custodian in accordance with federal legislation. Why is that important? The state of New York. Well, if you're not from the U.S., New York is by far the hardest place to get any crypto regulation. A lot of these lawsuits against crypto companies, specifically Tether, they all come out of New York. Standard Custody's limited purpose trust charter and its money transmitter license will contribute to Ripple's growing portfolio of regulatory licenses. The acquisition of Standard Custody and its licensing portfolio afford us the possibility to serve customers in a new way, all in service of our goal to become a one-stop shop for enterprises looking to tokenize, store, move, and exchange value. This is like what I was talking about earlier with Ripple expanding their business to a lot more verticals. Tokenization of real-world assets is a big one in my opinion, and the moving and exchanging of value with something like XRP. Monica Long, a Ripple partner, says, "As we integrate more deeply into Ripple's products, we see clear synergies with Standard Custody to complement our payments and custody offerings, all in service of being a one-stop shop for enterprise crypto." This is one of probably 100 companies that Ripple has acquired in the blockchain space. They've spent hundreds of millions of dollars on these acquisitions, and that cannot be understated. And now for this quick clip from Mr. Man XRP. He says Ripple's legal victories have set a significant precedent for crypto regulation. In July of this past year, a federal judge ruled that XRP sales to retail, a federal judge ruled that XRP sales to retail investors are not unregistered securities, providing clarity on this aspect of Ripple's business. This decision has broader implications for the classification of digital assets and their regulation. It also signifies a landmark validation of the duality of digital assets, potentially influencing how regulators approach similar cases in the future. The legal precedents set by Ripple's wins has underscored the need for regulatory clarity and fair treatment of crypto firms in the U.S. Take a listen.
Perfect. Florida.
So I would say with a more U.S. Focused view, I think that unfortunately this year has had a lot of very negative developments, specifically with various cases being brought and regulators asserting that effectively every cryptocurrency is a security in the U.S. I think that the things that have been happening in courts have been some positive developments. For example, the Ripple decision, very, very positive in helping to bring clarity. And I think it has become absolutely critical that we get clarity on this issue. And so another very important update was the market structure bill passing out of the House Financial Services Committee. Not actually law yet and a long way to go, but still I think could be very impactful.
I would actually say one of the best examples I've seen in our industry is not the Ripple decision of last year, which I hope provides finally structuring guidance in the U.S., but the earlier Ripple decision, which is the 2015 FinCEN action against Ripple. Now, no, Ripple didn't like that, and the industry didn't like that, but it had the impact of growing today's compliance in industries that the digital asset industry is using to advance into institutional adoption, to advance into new products. And it's an example of where I think regulatory action, even where painful, can have a salutary effect in our environment. My apologies to Ripple for having to bring up that ugly episode of their past. One thing that's particularly frustrating in the U.S. is the question about regulatory fragmentation and harmonization. We're much more fragmented in the United States, and we seem to be moving in somewhat different directions than what seems to be more of an emerging consensus outside the U.S., even across a variety of jurisdictions. Numi, maybe you want to start on what's the impact of that on innovation?
Thanks for watching today's video, guys. Until next time.